One of me and Stevo's favorite free agent targets has announced they will not be returning to their team, and Tyler Marsh adds to his staff again. We're going to talk about all that, plus catch up on some things that are going on around the W, all that and more right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky and WNBA related. Stevo, it's been a minute. It's been about a month, actually, since
Yeah.
the last episode. We got a lot to catch up on, bro. But we're going to start off with the news first. Satu, one of the ladies that me and you have both talked about, the Sky potentially adding to this team, did announce today in a presser for Unrivaled that she is done in Dallas. She has played her final game for the Dallas Wings. She is an unrestricted free agent. The Chicago Sky do have some of the most cap space in the league this offseason. Should the Chicago Sky target Satu?
100% yes. There's no doubt about it. She's easily, if not number one, on the free market list. And like I said, with when I first approached you about it, it's the whole process of thinking that she could play the three. Now we've seen her offensive game step up. We've seen as a career she's averaging 17.9, 6.4 rebounds, 5.5 assists total. But last year, it's gonna take a dip because that was the first time really getting injured in her, I should say, WNBA career. Outside of that, she's been fairly healthy. But she finished last year, I believe, with 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Still great numbers at the end of the day. So what we've been needing on this team, especially if you look at last year roster and how it was constructed, outside of Kennedy, there was nobody else that was just a guaranteed bucket that went out to score and it was effortless. Some things like a lot of the stuff we had to draw up plays for. Like at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I think there's gonna be times where we don't have to draw up anything for somebody like Satu. Satu just gonna go out there and make it happen. But she's also smart enough to she's not a ball hog for anything. Like I said, she's had a career where she's passing the ball, even playing the 3 and the 4 down in Dallas. I will say I'm shocked to just for her to just come out and say she wasn't coming back though. Like I didn't expect her to say that, but yeah, if this somebody we should 100% go after? Yes, no ifs ands buts about it.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, this is all predicated on her ability to play the three or not. But I think that she's shown enough in her career, the versatility that she can. Now, will the 3-point shooting still be a little bit of a concern? Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, it will be. But we gotta address guards play with that type of thing as well. And I look at it and I say this: talent usually finds a way to figure it out. And if you can add a talent like Satu to your team, and as long as you get that point guard, I think that's really what it's
Yeah.
predicated on as well. If you get a point guard that's actually a distributor that can handle the rock, that can run your half court offense, if that happens, I like this for the Chicago Sky, and they just gotta. Hey, they just. I think they got to go after. They got to go after with everything they
Very
have, in
aggressive
my opinion.
too.
Huh?
I feel like they got to be very aggressive with her. Like she should be hearing at all the teams. We should be one of the first teams that hear from her. Mark Tyler should be on the phone with her right now. Like that's the type of player she is. Like this is not. This is not. Every other year, you get some solid free agent class. Like last year, you had NECA, you had Skylar, which was solid. But when you talk about somebody like Skylar, like she's a franchise player. Like I know everybody that's an Agumake's team over there, but Satu, if she was somewhere else, she's a franchise player within our own self. So yeah, I feel like that's somebody we should definitely go after. And like I said, even if she don't figure out the 3 points to our liking, if we draft the right way, it will take some pressure off for not allowing her to have to shoot that many threes, but she's talented enough to regardless. I feel like she's gonna get her buckets regardless if it's threes or not.
Yeah, and when you look at her over the course of her WNBA career too, she's taken more and more threes as it's gone
Yep.
on as well, and hit it with a better clip. Last year, hitting it at a 31% clip on the 3-point from field goal from 3-point range, which is really solid, especially for her size. Of course, you still need to add more 3-point depth and creativity there, but she is starting to show that ability to hit that three at a much higher rate. And if you could trust that, if you think that that's going to happen, yeah, you got to go after her, I think, very, very aggressively on the market, and it makes a lot of sense for the Chicago Sky. So
100%. And for the most part, she plays all her games. Like this is the first year I would say like it was a nagging injury, and it took her a minute to get over it. But
Yeah.
when she got over it, it didn't take her back. It didn't take her a long time to turn into the Satu that we all know and love. She came back, and it almost looked like Dallas might for a week. I say for a week, it looked like Dallas might squander their potential pick, which they got now. But yeah, Satu, like I said, Satu's definitely one of those ones that I feel like you should go all out for.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I know we didn't necessarily prepare this part of the conversation, but I'm going to ask you this, Stevo. With the cap space that the Sky do have, is there anybody else? And I know you got to get through the draft and things like that, but is there anybody else right now that you would like the Sky to target in free agency?
Um, Now it's a caveat to this because
Okay.
everybody know what it is, but Jewel Lloyd, and the only reason I'm saying Jewel Lloyd just because we don't know, it's still up in the air what Kennedy decides to do, because is one place saying she might not come back, is another place saying she might will. I feel like she should be the number one target to get somebody back, but we don't know what that is. So if it goes to lean towards the trend that she's not returning, Joel Lloyd should be somebody should be on our radar. She's already in a disgruntled place. She's disgruntled with her current team, and she's from the area, so she's gonna want to. She's already been back home. She's been around the facility already. So yeah, I think that outside of Satu, that should be our number one.
Well, I actually agree with that. And like you said, that is predicated upon what's going to happen with Kennedy, but they got to figure that out, and we'll see what that brings.
Yeah,
But let's get into the next bit of news that we did miss. Tyler Marsh is filling out his staff, and he went and added Tanisha Wright to his staff. Now, this is a former head coach. He was a head coach with the Atlanta Dream. She was also on the Aces staff, but they did not overlap, if I'm not mistaken. I think Tyler Marsh came after she left and went over to the Atlanta Dream.
yeah.
How do you feel about the acquisition of Tanisha Wright to the staff?
I liked it. I really liked the acquisition. I mean, if you paid attention to the Sky Twitter and everything around it, the fans wasn't too happy about it due to all the things they heard from Atlanta, which is rightfully so. Like she definitely didn't have the most perfect tenured with Atlanta. It's a lot of things on and off the court that happened under her tutelage. But at the end of the day, I always felt like even when she got the head coach job, felt like it was a little early. I feel like she could be a very good assistant coach or just on a staff in general, which I think that's why I'm so excited. She needs a lesser role. And not to say like, even though if you really pay attention, like the times that she had Atlanta didn't look terrible. She's also been a part of picking half of the people that's over there, and they don't have a terrible squad. She picked Ryan Howard. She's the reason why Jordan Canada came over here. She's also the reason why uh Parker Cheyenne Parker's over there as well. So as well as still having one of the goats there, down there that's been leading the charge, teaching Angel and all the rest of the bigs around there. So she ran a pretty solid thing. I think what happened is she just didn't have a good grasp of the culture. And she's a younger coach. She's 41 years old, former player. So like you know, it can be difficult, especially when you're a former player and you're a coach now, and you're not that far from being a player. So I'm pretty sure it was some heated moments where she felt like they weren't doing this and she wasn't doing that, and probably some people they got in the face. But at the end of the day, that's what happens when you're a coach, and she's gonna learn from it. I think everything she went through in Atlanta is gonna turn out for our good.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that she and the shorthand too, because they both come from Becky Hammond's staff, so
Yep.
there should be a shorthand there that they both understand and come from kind of the same principles, and that's what you really want, especially as a first-time head coach. You want a staff that's going to help execute your vision. And while she didn't have the best tenure with Atlanta, it is what it is there. I mean, she became a head coach for a reason. I think if you go back and look at the promise that she had there, so to add another strong assistant to the staff, there shouldn't be anything that anybody's mad at. Now, I get it. Sky fans are going to have their opinion. It is what it is. We don't always agree as a family, but I do think she's going to help, like I said, execute the vision that Tyler Marsh has and be successful. And that's really what you want as you build out a staff for sure.
Yeah, like like I said, I feel like her biggest quality is I feel like she can scout some people. Like I said, she was one of the people that found Ryan Howard. And like I said, not only was she under the tutelage of Beckham, but she was also under the tutelage of Bill and Beard as well. So, and Bill and Beard won a lot in this league as under with the Aces as well. She was also with a stab with Barbara Turner as well. So she got a lot for as well for her being young. She's been around a lot of people that been around the game. So
Facts.
I like I said, it's kind of how I look with Brian Flores. What I told you with Brian Flores. Maybe when she's like 50, 60, she might end up being that head coach we all want. But right now, I think she just in her learning stage, and the more she be around great minds, the more she learn about her mistakes, the better. In the end, she's going to end up being one of the best coaches.
I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. But with that said, all eyes are of course starting to shift towards Unrivaled. But before we get into that, I got to ask you this, Stevo. The NCAA women's season so far, Olivia Miles. A lot of people did initially have her mocked to come to the Chicago Sky. It seems like now it's all but kind of seems like it's pointing to the direction of her going to the Sparks, which does make some sense there. Who's giving you the best feels in regards to like who you want the Sky to draft, and do you think that we hear more and more rumblings that the Sky may trade out of that number 3 pick? Do you think that's going to be likely?
Yeah, because unless we're just baking on the Spurs being just completely stupid, which they have been done some stupid shit in the past, but at the end of the day, they gonna pick them. They gonna pick her like that. Her and Hannah's the best backcourt in the country. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The vision, the range, the IQ, it's all there. She ready for the league. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. So if you don't pick her, thank you, but we know she's gonna be picked. So I think we more likely picking to choosing to trade out that pick. But I don't know, because it is some players that's like playing a little better than what we thought. So I could see this kind of be a draft where we potentially might reach. Who knows? But we don't, like I said, we really don't know Jeff's like track record because he don't really have one. So the smart logical thing would to be trade the pick, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean they could reach for Tahina. They could, that's there. But I think like you can trade down, and then whoever falls to you between Tahina and also Shyanne Sellers, bro.
Shyanne, yeah, she's been
Man, she has been hooping, bro. And the way that she does shoot the 3 now, she's grown as a passer, but I and again, she doesn't necessarily fit exactly what the prototype I thought we would go with for the point guard. But when you look at her being 6'2", how she's going to be able to see the court, I'm coming along more and more for.
That's a wing.
Yeah.
That's basically a wing player, the point guard. So yeah,
it's like Lonzo, for example. Like that's the type of height that she have comparative to the WNBA.
Yeah. I don't know what Maryland always found that they always got a tall, linky guard. They always turn into like she kind of is a little diamond-ish. She a little Diamond Miller-ish. Can't even lie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see her. I mean, Georgia fell out. I think Georgia might not make it the first round. I ain't gonna lie. She ain't looking too good in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Now Sonya, she holding her own. But I'm just not the biggest fan of Sonya Centron. I'm just not.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you pick her cool, like it's not like I'm gonna complain about it, but I do see her more as a wing. So if you do pick her, then that brings into question what's going on with Kennedy. For sure there. I mean, we'll have that answer by then. But I mean, if you could walk away, for me, if you lose Kennedy, I'm not saying you should let Kennedy walk to do this, but if Kennedy does walk, if you get Sonya and either Tahina or you get Shyanne, that's a successful draft to me. I'm not mad at that.
Now I was gonna ask you if Tiana Popow makes it to the 10th, is it a no-brainer?
Brenda Maxwell? I mean,
not Brenda, 10 Popow. If she makes it to 10, because I ain't gonna lie, she playing towards where I could see her getting picked like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I mean, she's playing right now. I think it's just really if she stays healthy, because what she's doing on the basketball court, you can't. Now, if she fall, and that's the thing, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, if you do go sign you at number 3, you stay at number 3. I'm fine with taking whoever falls between Tahenna and Shyanne. I'm fine with either one
Yeah,
of those.
yeah. Cause I ain't gonna. That's my thing. I don't know if she stay healthy. I think Taylor might get further and further away out of our reach at 10 because if she didn't she going to the lane now. She got a dribble pull up now. Like she ain't just shooting no more. Like she kind of doing what everybody thought Raven was gonna do.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
That's a
like
fact.
that's the
I can
crazy
agree with
thing
that.
because Raven just fell off the map. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's interesting too because it's like, listen, I think me and you talked about drafting her potentially at 10 if we were in a different position, like, and she may be at the towards the end of the second round when it's all said and done.
I'm almost to the point. I'm trying to see if she got like a COVID year. Like she might need to go back. Like she not having a good year at
Yeah, at
all.
all, at all, at all. Like,
Like defending, not good. Playmaking, not good. And she definitely not shooting good. So it's like, yeah, Raven just I was expecting more, but hey, I'm hoping for the best. She got the work ethic. I done seen her, but I hope somebody need to be in her ear. Like, yeah, you need to yeah.
yeah, I agree with that 100%. All right, last topic, T, before we get out of here. Unrivaled. How you feeling about the league, bro? A lot of news has come out of it as far as movement, things like that. But more importantly, just overall, we're not too far from the debut of Unrivaled. How are you feeling about it, bro?
I just like that I'm gonna be able to watch it.
Yeah.
And I know where exactly where I'm gonna be able to watch it. I don't got to think about it. I don't care. Like, don't get me wrong. I care about all the rosters, everything. We've already talked about it. But when it comes to the initial thing, this is what we needed, especially for the people that's been watching the W for the longest. This is a legitimate reason to stay home now. You're getting paid 6 figures. They just got a new deal with a phone company, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, like I
Yeah.
think it's Samsung or something. Another deal with somebody else, so they getting deals. They getting treated like pro players. It's in Miami, and it's going to be on TNT and what's the platform? Max.
Yep. HBO Max.
You worldwide at that point, so it's gonna be. It's gonna be people at home bored and just gonna be see Unrivaled. What the hell is Unrivaled? Click. Oh, I heard about. Now you got a new viewer. So I think that's what I'm most excited about. They're gonna be able to be watched. It's not gonna be hard to be watched, and it's gonna be a kick in the ass to the WNBA. Show you how it's fucking done.
That
I'm gonna be
facts,
honest.
and the thing that I like about this is well, and it's True TV, not Max. My bad.
True TV, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing that I love about it too is every day is a doubleheader. Like you don't have to
Yep.
worry about like, oh, do I have time to catch this of them? Literally, it's a doubleheader every single day that they air. One game at 7, one game at 8:15, one game at 2, one game at 3. I love that because you get to sit down, you just get to enjoy hopefully good quality basketball. And then it is what it is at that point. It's just I love how they streamline the process. How can a new league debut with a better plan, a better television schedule, and just more straightforward than the WNBA? The WNBA got to get this shit together.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it really looked bad on like Kathy Engelberg and everybody else because it's essentially Fee and what's her name? Brianna Stewart just sat down and was like, let's get it done. Let's get everybody that we need to talk to. Let's get our group together and let's get it done. Oh, you talking to Sephora? We'll take it. You talking to Samsung? You take it. Hey, we need a somewhere to put this on so it won't be hard to watch. Let's see who interested. True, you interested? Why can some? That's why it's not even funny because when you hear like the players come out sending letters and everything, it's always better than Kathy. So I'm not even surprised. I'm not even surprised.
And that's a problem with like Kathy Engelberg was brought over because she's apparently a really good businesswoman in what she did before she came to the WNBA. But I think it's different when you have a athlete like Kathy needs an advisor that's a former athlete that helps get things in her ear to help sell this. I just think that Kathy really doesn't know how to market the WNBA. And you know, if you're not coming from sports, like she didn't even have a sports background before this, it may be hard to grasp that. And I think whatever happens, you know, whatever happens when her I think she only has another 2 or 3 years left on her contract to be the commissioner of the WNBA. If they move on from her or whatever else, the NBA, Adam Silver needs to sit down with Kathy and say, all right, bet we can give you another year, but we got to have somebody that just has the vision that you lack or something, because there should be this would be like the big three coming out with a better schedule than the NBA.
Literally, that's what it is.
It's crazy.
Everything, like, yeah, that's a great comparison, because it's crazy. It's crazy that the players got it done. Why is it always the players? Even when it came to, I know everybody think Caitlyn started the players is the reason why this y'all got planes. They been started that in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the players doing shit. You're just making your job expendable. So I hope she realized that. But I don't care if she do or don't, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, I've just been on the thought process of, I'm just ready for this contract to end, because ain't no way she coming back.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the one thing that gives me concern is that because Adam Silver doesn't really want to have to worry about it, is that I'm just worried that Adam Silver is going to be like, oh, well, the WNBA has seen this much growth since Kathy's been there, really, because it's just with the interest in the league, and give her another. But keep in mind, even the new TV deal, as much as Kathleen Engelberg came out there was like, oh, we got this deal and it's going to be great, Adam Silver got that deal done as part of the negotiations for the NBA. Like, what is Kathy doing? What is she doing?
Nothing. There is nothing we can single-handedly point at Kathy like, you did that. You had your big hand in that. You can't even say bringing the new teams in. It ain't you. They've been talking about Toronto way before you came along. So yeah, Kathy, say your goodbyes, because you ain't got much long.
Count your days.
Count your days.
And I mean, whoever that they do bring in, I do hope that it is somebody that has a great mind, a great focus on what they want to do with this league. And I still do. And listen, I want to be clear here, only because I know there are some radical people that are going to hear this and be like, "There's two men saying that a woman isn't doing good at their job." I hope that it is still. I don't want to see a man lead the WNBA, because they're not going to know how to relate to these women. They're not going to understand what these women need. I don't want to see a man lead the WNBA. I want a woman in charge of this that's just going to run it and know what players need. Kathy ain't that. She doesn't know.
I'm gonna say it, since nobody else I want a black woman.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all. So,
and if you got a problem with it, that tells me everything I need to know.
That's it. It's all said and done. Anything less, Stevo, before we get up out of here, brother?
Hey, nah. We coming in hot. We back. We been gone long enough. Like we said, when Unrivaled come back, we gonna be back. But yeah, make sure y'all tune in. Always be ready. I know Anita was ready for us to drop it last. She caught it for sure. So thank y'all for all the love and support, and we coming in hot next year.
Absolutely. So yeah, the coverage is going to kick up. I know I said that last time as well, but no, we're going to be focused. Even if that means me and Stevo not here together, we're going to make sure that we're getting out content for you. And it's been, it's been more me than it's been Stevo for a while. We haven't gotten content. I've been busy as absolute hell. Stevo's been hitting me up like, hey man, we got all this news. We got to do some shit. I've just been busy. So we're going to get it together.
The Bears, it's over. So we got time.
Yeah, the Bear season is over with now, so it gives us a lot more time to get shit done, man. But we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at Chicago Sky Pod.
Already.
Yeah, listen, new Sky shirt. And with social media, we're gonna kick up the social media game as well. I got a game plan for that. I know Nola and some other ones was talking about us not being as active on social media. I got something for that ass. So I appreciate you guys for your patience with us. We're gonna make sure we get this train back rolling. We love you guys. Go Sky. We'll see y'all in a couple of days, y'all. Peace.